Okay, we're all the way back to here, and we are going to talk to Noelle. See what happens. Have I done this option before? I don't think. Yeah, I haven't done this option. Okay. I try to suppress my shivers as I walk along the darkened street. Jacket doesn't do any good. Even when I jam my trembling hands deep down into my pockets as far as they can go, I don't feel any warmer. How can I? How can I ever hope to defeat this cold when most of it exists inside my own head? Not trembling because of the weather. Trembling because I'm afraid. This would be so much easier if Noelle weren't at home. Then I wouldn't have to walk as far. However, when I called her house earlier, using my grandparents' ancient telephone, it was her mother who replied. Noelle's mother, Psychopath Lucy, wasn't always frightened me a little. She always looked so serious, especially with her neatly ironed clothes and that pristine blonde hair, tied up in a ponytail so tight it stretches the skin of her forehead. Although I couldn't see Mrs. Carter's face over the phone, voice was enough to make me recall my fear of her from childhood. It rooted me to the spot, rendering me almost incapable of speech. Add to this, it was quite late, so Mrs. Cicado sounded tired. She certainly wasn't in the mood for my stammering and stuttering, nor was she plainly wanting to hang up as soon as possible. As such, our conversation ended up being quite uncomfortable. At least I was able to figure out where Noelle might be. Mrs. Cicado didn't give me any real hints on where Noelle might be, but I think I might already know. She'll probably be at the same place she was yesterday. The old park located by the school. Need to hurry. Cause yeah, in this route we didn't confront her at the park. I mostly hung out with a moo. Feel tired when I finally arrive at the park. I think I walked here too quickly. However, the minor aches and pains in my legs soon fade away from the forefront of my mind. I have more important things to worry about. I was right. It really is here, just like last night. Noelle. Sitting on the swing, moving back and forth, through a chilly night air. Just as before, she is wearing that white dress. The curls billow around her legs like the petals of a lily. Pale fingers are curled tightly around the metallic chains of the swing sets, white against silver. Taken aback by just how pale her skin is. Long hair dressed around her like a shroud, fluttering in the breeze. Really does look like a ghost. A spectral figure haunting the playground at night. The slow, constant creaking of the old swings only adds to the eerie atmosphere. Watch her silently, eyes wide, frozen in place. What can I do? What can I say? It's been 2 years since I last spoke to her. 2 years since I betrayed her. I need to apologize. I need to tell her how I feel, but I can't. My body won't move. It's while I'm standing here, deliberating, lost in my own thoughts. I hear it. Or rather, I don't hear it. There's no sound to be heard. The swing stopped creaking. Noelle turns to look at me, hands behind her back, head tilted to one side. Uh-oh. She brought the box cutter with her, didn't she? She's noticed me. Before I can say another word, she starts to walk towards me. Expression is impassive. Shows no emotion. One wouldn't think it had been 2 years since we last saw each other. One wouldn't think we'd ever been friends at all. Can't quite put my finger on it, but her face, something cold about it. Wearing a strange and personal kind of expression that I'd never seen before, almost like a mask. Light blue eyes seem hard, just like marbles. Hello, Noel? In my startled state, it's all I can manage to say. Noel surveys me coolly, eyes narrowed. Yes, that is my name. Surprised you could remember. Huh? What do you mean? You haven't spoken to me in 2 years. Thought maybe you'd forgotten that I existed. What? Of course I haven't forgotten. You're my good friend. Is that true? That really true? What do you mean? Of course it's true. Really? Are you sure? Are you? Noah stares at me, eyes wide and unblinking. If you really are my friend, why didn't you tell me you were moving? Why? I can't say a word. If you're my friend, why didn't you keep in contact with me? Why? Came here solely to explain this to her, but mouth is frozen. If you're my friend, why didn't you try to see me? Why? Can't move a muscle. If you're my friend, can't even twist the tips of my fingers. Why did you ignore me yesterday? Why? His voice is deadly cold. Each and every word that falls from my lips, the unpleasant, icy grip around my heart tightens, making me choke. I can't breathe. I can't. She knew. Yesterday, in the park, Noel saw me. She knew I was there. And she knows I ignored her. She knows I avoided her. Natural that she's upset. Natural that she's angry. I can understand these feelings well. But I wish she could raise her voice. Wish she would shout at me. I've been an awful friend and I deserve to be punished. I just want to be. But is that because I think it will make Noel feel better? Or is it for my own selfish sake? Did I come to see her so she could punish me? So I could feel absolved of my own guilt? So is it possible this whole time I've been acting for purely self-centered reasons? I don't know. Really don't know. This cold, quiet tone Noel is speaking in. Never heard anything like it before in my life. Completely devoid of human warmth. Completely devoid of affection. Completely devoid of anything. If she shouted, it would be understandable. I could accept that. But this just feels so wrong. A way I can't even describe. Look on her face. It's as though somebody has pulled out a plug, some important piece of machinery from deep inside her brain. This isn't how a normal person should talk. She isn't acting like a normal person. Sorry that I ignored you. Well, I'm sorry that I ignored you. I really am sorry. Noel's expression doesn't flicker. Don't think the words have registered at all. It doesn't matter. Even if you're sorry, you still did it. I know. No, a single apology can't take back the last 2 years, but it really is the truth. How foolish. Acting like a child, Akchan. What do you mean? Only children think apologizing will magically fix a problem. Do you think that apologizing means anything to me now? Do you think that was what I wanted? Are you really so naive that you thought it would make me feel better? For the first time during our encounter, I see something flicker across her face. Finally, her eyes are filled with something other than emptiness. Standing underneath the moonlight, pale hair blowing about her shoulders, looks very small. She looks small and sad and alone. People need to understand. They have to understand. You break something, can't fix it by saying a few simple words. You break it, it's broken. You can't fix it. It's broken forever. There's nothing you can do to make it better again, no matter how much you regret it, no matter how sincerely sorry you are. The idea that you can solve problems by offering an apology. What good does an apology do for someone who's already suffering? It's worthless. It's a worthless pleasantry, designed solely to comfort the one who committed the cruel act in the beginning. Rose breathing is ragged. Chest heaves up and down. Looks as though it's a struggle for her to simply inhale air. I've never seen Noelle talk so much before. Not in one go like that. Usually she speaks softly, regulating her words, breaking them down to neat little sentences that can easily be digested. But now, she's been overtaken by a strange kind of passion. Passion I can't understand. Apologies don't work. They're useless. They're useless, so I don't need them. Noelle looks at me coldly. Once more, her eyes are empty, blank, staring sockets. She looks lonely. She looks so completely, utterly, pitiably lonely. She needs a friend. She needs someone to rely on. Somebody who can comfort her, drive this malignant sadness away. Don't know if she can do it on her own. Should have been me, but I've messed up. Made a huge mistake and I ruined everything. Just how hard were these last 2 years of Noelle? What is it she's going through right now? I don't know. I don't know a thing. Don't know a thing because I haven't even bothered to find out. How can I stand here and call myself her friend? I've treated her so terribly. I see it. I see it out of the corner of my eye. Something sharp and metallic, drawn from the pocket of her dress. It's a small plastic object with a sharp blade. Blade that glimmers under the pale moonlight. Is that a box cutter? Why does Noelle have something like that? What's going on? I'm tired, Hakshan. I'm tired of being betrayed. I'm tired of being lied to. What does that mean? It means that I've had enough. I'm not going to be hurt anymore. I'm not. Her grip on the box cutter tightens. Knuckles turn white. Stand there in shock, frozen. Can't move a muscle. She wouldn't, would she? Not Noelle. Not my best friend. But she's neither anymore. Maybe she goes by the name Noelle, but she's not the one that we know anymore. But don't know if I had the right to call her that anymore. Not after what I did. Gave her that right a long time ago. How can I still act so entitled, even now? Even though this is all my fault. I really am the worst. Ow, my spleen. Low moon escapes from my mouth. There's something cold and sharp pressed against my throat. God, why is it always the throat? I mean, I guess it's the quickest way to get somebody to die. No, that's not it. No, against it. Inside it. I choke on my own phlegm. My head spins. Whole body feels strangely light, disconnected from the ground I'm standing on. Try to breathe in. My body won't let me. It convulses. Fall to the ground, my knees hitting the grass with two dull thuds. I can't breathe. It hurts to breathe. And I'm dead. Yeah. Complete ending 4. Don't feel like that congratulation is deserved. Yeah, we still got many more deaths to go, unfortunately. Unless we get any more depressing ends like the first one we got. Oh, this is different. Okay, so instead of going and speaking to Noelle at night, we're back here. Besides, his voice sounds a little softer now. Pressing her two index fingers together at her front and move pouts. That's kinda cute. We're not just praying for the success of a bug hunt, you know. Alright, we're doing our praying thing. What do you mean? I just mean something else. Something else I've been wishing for. What is it that you wish? You don't mind me asking. Can't help but stutter. Vocal cords have been completely overwhelmed by cuteness. Okay, I'm trying to think of what I said differently. I think it was, potentially the baseball one where I said, I think I told her that she was, like, amazing and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, cuteness really is a formidable force. It isn't something that should be underestimated at any cost. It looks up from me under her eyelashes, smiling. If I tell you, it won't come true, right? Maybe I shouldn't have asked. I'm really sorry. It could also be for the fact that I did go home with her as well. That could have also changed things. No, it's okay. I think people only say that because they're embarrassed about their wishes and don't want anybody to know. But I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed by anything I want. So I'll tell you. In actuality, it's praying that you and I can have a really fun, memorable time together before you go home. And, he giggles, rolling the back of her head with one hand. That we, you and I can stay together forever. Together forever. Action! What? What is it? You're blushing. Not again. To question surprise as I move past my cheeks, sinking her fingers into it like a skewer through beef. Oh, I get the feeling we're gonna get skewered alright later. Now that she mentions it, my face really does feel a little warm, but you're blushing more than me just now. No way. I'd never do such a thing like that. Yes, you were. I saw you. Anything? I should be pointing your cheeks. Really, Ak-chan? You're so short I doubt your little arms would be able to reach. I'm not really that short. So, in the small forest clearing that houses a sacred shrine, Moo and I bicker like children. Each were trying to pull each other's cheeks. Hope we're not disturbing any gods. Oh, don't worry, we're gonna be disturbing something else soon. Okay, for this one, we're gonna be staying here instead of going. At least this time we're not gonna be killed in our sleep. And since I can't catch any bugs in this relatively open space, I doubt I'd be able to catch any more if I went even deeper into the forest. Trees are even more numerous. Most likely I'll just fall into a patch of poison ivy and contract a serious skin disease. I wouldn't put it past me. Sorry, but I think I'm going to have to pass. Might be bad for my health. Is that so? It looks a little disappointed, but she doesn't push me. Instead, she simply shakes her head, her tail bobbing. Very well, suit yourself. That just means there'll be more bugs for me. Huh. Getting so excited about bugs? What? Nothing wrong with being excited about bugs, now, is there? Are you too mature and grown up for them now, you silly boy, you? That's not what I said. Stop poking me. Moon and Pain as Moon begins to stretch out my cheeks between her fingers. Why does she always do this to me? Chicks are made of mock, you know. Minutes pass by slowly. Sunlight filters down through the leaves overhead, beats down against my back, making my shirt stick to my body. At least the gentle breeze stops the heat from being too overwhelming. Can't hear any outside noise at all, only feet running on the nearby river. Already stopped looking for bugs by this point. This might disappoint Moo, but I don't mind. She isn't here right now, so she won't know. Besides, my feet hurt, and I still haven't caught a single thing. I sit on a tree branch that's leaning against the ground. Bark is a little bumpy, covered with moss, but it isn't uncomfortable. Really is pretty here. Ow. The little mosquitoes are annoying. Slap my arm hard. Maybe a little too hard. That's more than I thought it would. Don't even have the satisfaction of squishing the pesky mosquito, since it managed to fly away. Damn. So clumsy. I pout. Even the insects are more coordinated than I am. It's kind of depressing. Laying back against my makeshift seats, I close my eyes, trying to ignore the pestilent insects buzzing about in the air. I feel the wind brushing against my face. I smell the soil and earth mingled together with the fresh scent of green leaves and grass. I hear birds chirping overhead, insects in the undergrowth, the ominous sound of footsteps behind me. Wait, huh? Wait a minute. Footsteps? Uh-oh. It's a Moo back already. I don't think it's a Moo. Crack open my eyes and turn around. No. I expect to see a Moo standing there, net in hand, ready to chastise me for wasting time. However, I soon proved to be mistaken. It isn't her. It isn't her at all. It's Noelle. Here was me hoping that might be a cheerful reunion, but then that creepy music kicked in. She seems a little taken aback to see me, surprise evident on her face. Maybe she didn't expect me to see me here either. Or maybe she was sneaking up on me. Yeah, at least I was asleep last time, but this time I was a little bit more alert, so I didn't want me to hear her. Wait, what kind of thought is that? I shake my head, trying to rid myself of such baseless paranoia. Why am I suspecting her all of a sudden? Oh, we know why. She's supposed to be my friend. Must be the heat. Maybe it's warmer than I thought. I'm not thinking clearly. I gulp, trying to slow down my rising guilt. You need to calm down. Act natural. It's only Noelle. Isn't she supposed to be my friend? Hey, I didn't know you were here too. I often go for walks in the forest. Yeah, I know. You like the forest, right? Yeah. I know Noelle doesn't speak very much, and it never bothered me before, but now the silence is awkward, stretching out for far too long. Do you come here alone? A single question spoken softly makes my heart seize up inside my chest. Cold sweat begins to bead on my forehead, unpleasant and uncomfortable. My hands are clamp, or damp. I tried to wipe them down on my pants. Why is Noel's tone so accusatory? What should I say? Oh, do I tell a lie or the truth? Okay, sure, let's tell a lie. What could possibly go wrong? Actually, I came here alone. Elle looks at me coolly. Expression doesn't flicker, but I sense a slight shift. Don't know what though. Alone? Really? Could it be she doesn't believe me? A gulp. Throat feels dry as though I swallowed sand. Want to change my mind. Go back on my word. Admit it was all a lie. But somehow I can't do something like that. Maybe I'm just being paranoid. Maybe she doesn't know I'm lying. Admit to it now though, she definitely would. I just felt like going for a walk, since it's pretty, you know. That's all, really. Really? Really? Going for a walk alone on your last day here? Must be quite sad. Hope you're not lonely, Yak-chan. Sure, Moo would have gone with you if you had invited her. Thankfully, Noel doesn't press it any further. Then she shrugged her shoulders, brushing the incident aside with ease. I only wish I could do the same. Anyway, I have something to show you, Yak-chan. Something to show me? Let me guess, that thing happens to be pointy and sharp? Yes, it was interesting. At least I thought it was. You might find it interesting too. Do you want to come and see? Do you? No, I don't. Not really, but I don't know if I have a choice. There's something different about Noel today. Something off-putting. I can't say for sure what it is. Like food that has gone rancid. Sometimes you can't tell until you take a bite. But by the time you've done that, it's already too late. Oh, it's the body of a rabbit. Right. It used to be white. Beautiful, pure white. Sure, once upon a time it was cute. Very cute rabbit. But now it's hard to tell if it was ever a rabbit at all. Well, had told me, I don't know if I'd been able to identify that for myself. Lies curled up, its limbs bent at awkward angles, with a vertical incision running down its stomach. The leaves and mosses stained bright red with blood. It's a thick, sticky liquid spread out across the forest floor like a blooming flower. The rabbit has been gutted, completely emptied out. Light pink bits of gleaming viscera, lumps of meat are scattered around, pulpy, fleshy, wet. Various organs, things I can't identify, things I don't even know the name of. An entire swarm of flies hovers around the corpse, tranced by a heavy aroma of spoiled meat. Thought there was more insects buzzing around here than usual. Guess I know why now. Kinda wish I didn't. There's some things people are happier not knowing about. Stomach churns. Worried I'm going to be sick. Tried to tear my eyes away from the grim spectacle spread out before me, but surprisingly difficult. That raw flesh, the lump of lifeless meat, is strangely captivating. Don't know if I've ever seen inside a living creature like this before, not even in images in my biology textbook. A few times we've done dissection in biology, we had to count things like frogs or mice, but they were already dead. Didn't have to suffer like this. Wincing, one hand pressed against my mouth, finally able to turn my head away. Yak-chan, What do you think? I don't understand. What don't you understand? Why? Why you showed this to me? Remains of the rabbit are pungent. Smell chokes up my nostrils, making me retch. Don't know if the rabbit really smells that bad, or if my mind is playing tricks on me. Either way, I don't care. Don't want to stand near that sad, mangled corpse any longer. I don't understand. Why you wanted to show this to me? I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. I suppose so, but don't you think it's a little sad? Life is sad. Strong prey on the weak. Even if you look away, that fact won't change. I know that, but it's like when people are bullied. Not everybody does the bullying. Most people don't bully, but they don't want to get involved. They just look away. But doing that doesn't solve anything. Well, those who pretend cruelty doesn't exist, the ones who enable that cruelty. I can't stand people like that. Noah's eyes are cold and hard, set to her head like stones. Never seen her make an expression like that before. Why is she looking at me like that? Look back at the rabbit, or to be more precise, the remnants of the rabbit, torn up and thrown across the ground. Even when I look away, it doesn't change the fact that this rabbit is dead. My acknowledgement, like thereof, has no bearing at all on the reality of the situation. How could I present this? The death of this rabbit has nothing to do with me. It isn't my fault. Liar. Huh? Didn't realize I'd spoken aloud until I hear Noelle's response. And then, scorch. Blood thud fills my ears, making them ring. Splintering a bone. Everything goes black. When I come to, I'm greeted by a dull, throbbing pain pulsating just behind my eyes. My head hurts, so does my nose. There's something dripping from one of my nostrils. Thick and wet and uncomfortably sticky. Blood. I think my nose has been broken, but I don't know how I know. Never been broken before, so I have nothing to compare this sensation to. It's just a guess. Maybe there are some things the body can instinctively understand without needing the biological knowledge to back it up. I open my eyes slowly, first one, then the other. Warm sunlight shining down through the forest clearing makes me wince. Pain in my head intensifies. My skull aches. Feels as though it's going to crack open. So preoccupied with the pain, it takes me a moment to realize I can't move. I'm tied up against a tree. Back is pressed up against the tree trunk painfully. Blood digs through my coat into my skin. Arms are held at my sides, length of rope wound around and around them, securing them firmly. My arms feel too large for my body. Rope digs into them so tightly that I can't feel my hands. Can't even twitch my fingers. Can't escape. Can't get free. Stomach churns. Bile rises up into the back of my mouth, sharp and bitter. I don't want to be sick. Please don't let me be sick. Akchan, are you alright? Try to lift my head upwards, fast. Far too fast. Pain catches up with me, tries to drag my head back down. I whimper. Head lolling like a paperweight. I can only move my eyes, rotating them in the sockets like marbles. There, standing before me, silver hair fluttering in the breeze, is Noelle. A strange expression on her face, sympathy mixed with contempt. Why is she here? What's going on? What's going to happen to me? There's too many questions for me to process. My awakened state, I could only mutter a single feeble syllable. What? I tied you to a tree. Ah. Well, that isn't strictly true. I should rephrase it. First, I hit you over the head with a rock. Then, I tied you up to a tree. Oh, that would make sense, I guess. I was waiting, you know. Waiting? Yes, waiting. Been following you in a mood for 2 hours, maybe? I don't remember. Not good with time. But I needed a chance to get you on your own, so we could talk. Huh? You've been following me? Why would she be doing something like that? This is to be some kind of dream or hallucination? These kind of things aren't supposed to happen in real life, right? When all those answers cool and calm, completely collected. The tone of her voice makes me feel like I'm being irrational. Yes, I was following you. But, maybe you shouldn't talk too much. You might hurt yourself, and I don't want you to get hurt. Then, why did you tie me to a tree? You'd like a reasonable question given the circumstances. That was a precaution, so you can't run away. Because even though I don't want to hurt you, you might misunderstand. You might try to escape. But why would I run? Most animals try to run when they are in pain. It's instinctive. That rabbit, for instance, she also tried to run. Huh? What does she mean, the rabbit? How's the rabbit involved? She knew it was a fox that killed the rabbit. Surely it wasn't. No, it was taking something out of the pocket of her dress. It's a box cutter. Casing might be cheap, made of brittle plastic, but the blade that extends from it is deadly sharp and pointed. And on the blade, I can see it clearly. Splotches of red, dyed dark brown. Blood. Then, the person who killed that rabbit was... Yes, I killed it. I just drawn back to that sad, pathetic corpse lying across the floor. There was a hole in its stomach, leaking vital organs, squishy, pulpy, moist intestines and innards, all spewed out across the ground as though its stomach was vomiting out the insides of its body. The person who did it, the person who held that rabbit down while it was still struggling, nose twitching, eyes wide, and slowly, deliberately pressed that cheap blade into its stomach, drew a line of bright red against it, opening up slowly, methodically, while it was still breathing and squirming. Trying to get free was... How could she do something like that? Why? And now she's standing here, facing me, holding the very same blade in her hands, and I can't move. Even if I shouted for help, it wouldn't work. The forest is too large. Don't know where Moo is. No guarantee she would hear me. Don't want to agitate Noelle. Can't let the situation get any worse. Need to try and calm her down. But first, need to try and calm myself down. Try to focus on my breathing. I inhale deeply, count to 10. Then exhale, easing the air through my nose. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. You know, for a rabbit, box cutter is fine. Fumble with my words. Feel awkward and alien in my mouth. My tongue trips over them like hurdles. What do you mean? Because rabbits are small. Box cutter can go through them easily. Even though the blade isn't very big. Works just fine. Bodies are fragile. Even a young child can kill a rabbit. It isn't very difficult. But with a human, bodies are much bigger. Using a box cutter would be a lot harder. A small child would find it hard to kill a human, especially with a box cutter. Don't you think? I guess so. I'm no small child. No, you're not. That's right. I'm not. Chan, humans are bigger than rabbits. That is a fact. And so, it's also a fact. Humans have more blood in their bodies than rabbits do. That makes logical sense, doesn't it? Yeah, I understand. Therefore, with that logic in mind, it follows that it would take longer for you to bleed to death than a rabbit would. Right? Yes, it would take longer, I think. So it will hurt you more. Even if I go for main artery, it will be painful. But I don't want to hurt you. Then don't hurt me, please. But I can't stop. Why not? Because I've come too far. Is it really too late? I can't reason with her. She won't listen. Why won't she listen? This world is cruel, Akchan. Bad things, unpleasant things, sad things. They happen all the time. I can't change that. I can't. No matter how much I want to. So, fighting against it is pointless. In the end, it's inevitable that you'll get hurt. And at some point, it will hurt so much that it won't stop. It won't ever stop. The world is a painful place. It's cruel and unfair. Something that you might not know. Something you might not want to know. But it's something you need to know. Trying to teach you a lesson. One that you won't forget. It's not because I hate you, okay? I don't hate you. But please don't think that. Not even for a second. I really like you, Akchan. I like you more than anyone. So, why? Why are you doing this, Noel? I thought we were friends. Oh? Are we friends? Are we? We've been friends for almost 7 years, dummy. Maybe there was something like that once. But, all wipes her eyes with the back of her arm, brushing aside the tears easily as though they're inconsequential, or drops of rain. Surely we're not friends anymore. We ever were to begin with. Huh? What do you mean? Of course we're friends. So you say, but we were really friends. Why did you abandon me? Why? I have a mouth, but my words catch in my throat. I can't counter her. It's true. What she's saying is all true. I like you, Akchan. I do. I really do. But don't tell me that we're friends. Don't lie to me like that. Because if it were true, you wouldn't have left me without saying goodbye. And you would have written letters. You would have tried to stay in touch. And voice breaks. Eyes well up with fresh tears. Doesn't wipe them away this time. Instead, they course freely down her cheeks, trickling hotly in a slow stream. You would have wanted to see me. On your final day here, in this village, you would have invited me along too. If I was your friend, if you really, truly cared, you wouldn't have ignored me like this. A real friend doesn't make their friend feel so awful. They wouldn't do that. And so, you're not my friend. I like you, Yak-chan, but you're a liar, and I hate liars. No one kneels down before me, both cut held in her right hand. Presses it against my neck. Blade is cool and sharp. I shiver. It nicks my skin. It stings, making me wince. A sharp burst of pain. From the shallow cut on my skin, I can see small round beads of blood, red as rubies, bubble up to the surface. Breath catches in my throat. Can't move. Can't struggle. Can't fight back. I can only stare at Noelle, watching, waiting in silent horror as my entire field of vision is swallowed up, gulped by those large light blue eyes. Yak-chan? Noelle? Sorry. Don't want to hurt you. I just want to teach you. The world is a painful place. I know it better than anyone. And now, I'm going to teach you too. Maybe this way, we can understand one another. Right? With that, the blade sits down deep into my throat. Ow. I wouldn't call that communication, but that was ending number 14. That one. Why is it always my jugular on this? Okay, this time we are telling the truth. Actually, I came here with a moo. Noelle stares at me. Expression doesn't flicker, but I sense something shift in her eyes. Was that something? However, I'm not quite sure. Is that so? This is cool and calm, completely emotionless. Yeah, that's right. And where is the moon now? She went deeper into the forest, hunting for bugs. You went bug catching. Yeah, but I'm not very good at it. I haven't got a thing. That sounds fun. Must be nice having a friend who invites you to do things. I'm jealous. I'm sure you are, Noelle. I'm sure you are. I bite my lower lip. I'm sorry. Sorry I didn't invite you. It's alright. Don't need to apologize. If you were that sorry, you would have invited me to begin with. Look down at the floor. Can't bring myself to meet her gaze. The atmosphere between us really is cold. But I'm glad you told me now. That much is important. Important for friends to tell the truth, Yak-chan. You are my friend, that is. We've already learnt that lesson. Don't need to teach me that lesson again, please. Thankfully, Noelle doesn't press it any further. Instead, she shrugs her shoulders, brushing it aside with ease. I really wish I could do the same. Anyway, I have something to show you, Yak-chan. Oh, and we've already read through all this, so we're skipping past it, because I don't want to, yeah, I know, see the dead rabbit again. Oh. Now we've got different choices now. I'm sorry if I hurt you. I don't know what to do. Don't know what to say. Maybe in this situation there's nothing I can say, other than sorry. Noelle is hurting. Clearly, it's clear that she's hurting. I think I might be the reason why. Maybe not the only reason. I'm not arrogant enough to assume that, but one of them. Hide from responsibility because I'm a coward. Try to push it onto others. But this time, I can't do that. how to say it. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for hurting you. Look at her earnestly, eyes wide, imploring her to understand. Please accept my apology. Maybe that line of thought is selfish, though. Maybe I'm apologizing not for her sake, but for my own, so I don't have to feel guilty about hurting her. Is that true? Don't understand my own motivations. Everything is all mixed up and jumbled inside my head. It hurts to think. It hurts to talk. I don't want to die. I really don't want to die. But does this desperation render my apology meaningless? Noelle seems suspicious too. Looks at me up and down, frowning. I can't accept that, Ak-chan. Huh? What do you mean? I can't accept that apology. Not unless you specify what it is you're apologizing for. Why are you sorry, Ak-chan? What did you do wrong? I open my mouth, but my words die in my tongue. I don't know what to say. For abandoning you without saying goodbye, for not spending enough time with you, for lying. I mean, she's always going on about lying, so for lying to you? Remember. All of a sudden, I remember her memory. It was when we were young, maybe only 9 or 10. At that point, Noelle had been living in this village for 6 months or so. She was sick. Didn't come to school, so I was worried about her. Maybe I was the only one in class who was, because I was the only one she talked to. Maybe I was the only one who really registered her absence. But I played around with the mood that day. I spent most of the time thinking about her, sitting in class with a conspicuously empty chair by my side felt wrong. After school, I rushed off down the road to see her. It was the first thing I did. Ended up at a large, imposing, whitewashed home, and I went up to her bedroom to see her. Aw, look at a little cute, adorable child, Noelle. Man, back when she was much more innocent. Sitting in a bed, propped up by a stack of pillows, sketchbook resting in her lap. She's drawing I'm not sure what. She doesn't show me. Face is pale, just like the paper she's used to draw on. Hands are shaking. Forehead is flushed, bangs sticking to it from sweat. But she doesn't stop. Still, she keeps drawing. That level of concentration really is amazing. Oh, is an amazing person. I stand there marveling for a short while. I stand there marveling. Oh yeah, she doesn't realize I'm there. She's so caught up in a drawing her creating that she can't hear me. In the end, I had to make a small coughing sound to get her attention. Ak-chan. Oh, blinks, eyelashes trembling. Setting the sketchbook down to one side, she lifts her head and looks up at me. Her face is pale, but her cheeks look slightly too pink. I think it's because of the fever. Never seen her blush like that before. Stand there awkwardly in the middle of her room, not sure what to do. Feel around with the cuffs on my jacket, suddenly feeling like an intruder. Nobody asked me to come here, so why did I? Was I inviting myself over like this rude? Maybe I should have asked first. That's what my parents always tell me, but talking to Noelle's mother is kinda scary. If I had to call and ask her, I don't know if I'd been able to pluck up the courage. I was just, worried about you. since you didn't come to school today, I am stammering. I tried to say it. I tried to articulate my honest feelings, even though it's embarrassing. I was wondering if you were alright, and how you're feeling. You were worried about me, Chun? Yeah, of course I was. Oh. Small silence. Trying to find something to fill the time. Face flushed, I look around her room. Much like the rest of the house, the walls are white. They're decorated with various photographs of trees, rivers, and flowers. The sketches too, things Noelle has drawn herself. I think there's a large bookshelf filled with a great amount of books. Maybe there are more books in here than in our school library. That isn't saying much though, given our school library is a single shelf at the very back of the classroom. Tray with a half-empty bowl of chicken soup resting on the floor. Once warm, now cold. Several scrunched up tissues littered a small cabinet by the the side of Noelle's bed. Piled up on a tray too, beside the soup. Akshan. I was drawn to Noelle once more. Sitting in bed, under blankets with her hands held demurely in her lap, she really does look delicate. Yet, despite her pale skin, trembling hands, flushed cheeks, my face, I see it. Unmistakably. A smile. Nobody has ever come to visit me when I'm sick before. This is the first time. Oh, really? Then the people at your school, they must have been mean. Maybe. It's different in the city, I think. Busier. The school was larger. Much larger. Maybe the people were less worried. I don't know. That sounds really sad though. Living in the city sounds sad. It was. There was so much noise. And I got sick a lot. Maybe it's because the air there is bad. But I'm happy that you came to see me. Well, of course I came to see you. But why? I don't get it. Because, we're friends, right? And this is what friends do. They look out for one another. Noelle blinks at me. She opens her mouth, ready to reply, but at that moment, her slender, slight body is racked with coughs. Back shaking, she presses her hand to her mouth, trying to stop her coughing. Noelle, are you okay? When the coughing ends, Noelle lifts her head, meeting my blue eyes with her own. Her eyes are so pale, so wide. I'm scared. I keep looking at them, they'll swallow me up. Chun? Yes? Voice comes out like a strange squeak, only high-pitched. Your face is red. Do you have a cold too? No, I'm fine. It's just a little hot in here. Noelle giggles gently, a small smile on her face. What's so funny? You're funny. You make me happy. Well, I guess I don't mind. Noelle looks at me shyly, hesitantly. Chun? What is it? Are we really friends? Are we? Yeah, we're friends. Definitely. You promise? I gulp. Words catch in my throat. Don't know why, but it never feels like this when I'm with Moo. Moo is loud and playful. Never takes anything seriously. But with Noelle, feels like she's depending on me. Yeah, that's because I'm the only person who talks to her. really am her only friend. So if I left her, she'd be all alone. That's silly. Doesn't need to worry about something like that. I can promise her with absolute certainty. Don't worry, Noelle. I won't ever leave you. Yikes. We'll always be friends. I promise. Too bad we eventually break that promise. Yet, although I said that, wasn't able to keep that promise. I lied to her. I betrayed her expectations. And I hurt her. I had told her I was leaving. I hadn't been a coward. I hadn't at least kept in contact with her. Maybe this wouldn't have happened. But I didn't do that. I didn't do any of those things. Even though I promised that we'd always be friends. I was the one that ruined that. Nobody else. Just me. Because it was my fault. I need to take responsibility for my actions. For hurting her. I'm sorry that I lied to you. Akchan? His voice falters. Frightening look on her face begins to slip away, revealing something far gentler. But her grip on the box cutter still doesn't loosen. She holds it tightly in her hand, so tightly her knuckles crack. Can you stop with the cracking noises? Clings to it almost desperately, as though it's a lifeline. Her only hope of salvation. The only thing she can trust in. I want to believe you, but it's scary. I'm scared. I don't want to be hurt anymore. Other people hurt you. It's best to hurt them first. That's best. It's definitely the best. And I already made up my mind. I can't betray myself. Everyone else might betray me, but I can't betray myself. Noelle. I'm not going to be tricked again. I won't allow myself to be tricked. I've been hurting for so long. Longer than I can even remember. A single apology won't change that. Won't make any difference at all. The only way to make people understand is through their bodies. The only way to make people understand is through pain. Even though I don't want to hurt you, even though I like you more than anyone, emotion bursts through her mask, like a river bursting its banks, but quick as it comes, it vanishes, lost underneath a deluge of misery, hatred, and pain. Eyes are blank and staring, ending like glass marbles, void of sense and reason. Though I managed to get through to her for just a few moments, in the end, it wasn't enough. It's far too little, far too late. I had tried to talk to her earlier. Maybe this wouldn't have happened. Maybe this could have been avoided. But I didn't try. Because I'm weak. I didn't try. I just shook my head and gave up. Let everything fall apart around me. Less useless. Pathetic. Really am a fool. The will gets closer, box cutter in hand. Closer. And closer. And loud sound splits through the air like a gunshot. A shatter of glass. An unpleasant cracking sound. Huh? I'm still alive? Those eyes widen. Small gas syllable escapes from her mouth. Hands slacken. Box cutter which she was clinging to so tightly falls to the ground. Hits the floor with a rustle of leaves and bounces once. Lying there like that amongst the dirt looks completely harmless. child's toy. Will's knees, the right one, then the left, hit the ground. Then, just like a puppet with cut strings, her whole body falls forward, slumping against the ground in a heap. She doesn't get back up again. Breathing heavily, my eyes wide. I look up, searching for the face of my rescuer. Oh, hi, Moo. Long time no see. Where were you when I was getting my throat slit last time? There, standing before me, whole body trembling, holding the remnants of that glass jar in her hand. That's what we heard, the glass jar. Why couldn't you give me the glass jar, okay? We could have used that. The same jar that she used to store her captured bugs. Is a Moo. Akshan? Are you alright? I try to talk, but it's difficult. Adrenaline courses through my body, making it hard to formulate words. Pain in my head is almost suffocating. Will was going to kill me. He was going to slit my throat, just like she did to that rabbit. Best friend was... she was... I turn my head and vomit onto the floor. There's a valid reaction. But we actually survived! Yay! Hey, Akshan? Akshan? When I come to, I find myself lying in a hospital bed. The surroundings are completely white. White walls, white floor, white ceiling. For a few brief moments I start to think I'm in Noelle's home, but I soon realize that it isn't possible. Can't be in Noelle's home. Not after she wins. It hurts. Thick, heavy smell of disinfectant is stifling. Brain feels dull and slow, as though somebody had crammed it full of old newspaper. Vision is blurry. Hardly see anything. Just white. Akshan? Are you alright? Recognize that voice. I know who that is. Without perfect vision, I can tell. Who else could it be? Blinking away spots of white light then infiltrate my vision, I try to focus my eyes. Just as I thought. Really am lying in a hospital bed. And sitting on my side, a look of concern on her face. It's a Moo. Hey there, stranger. Been a while. Thank goodness. So glad you're alright. How long have I been here? Only for a day. Doctor said it was shock, mostly. Not because of any serious injuries. At least, I think that's what they said. I got too worried to process it properly. Anyway, how are you feeling? Do you want me to cut up some apples for you? You know what people are meant to do when somebody gets sick? It's a standard practice, right? Can't help but laugh at Moo's enthusiasm, even though the mere act of laughing makes my head hurt. Noticing me wince, Moo starts to fuss over me even more. Are you alright, Akshan? Do you want me to get a doctor? I can get a doctor if you want, you know, no, it's okay. The rest of you will hand against Moo's shoulder, trying to calm it down. Alright. If you're sure, then I'll try to calm down. I'm acting like my mother. I turn to a grin, though it comes out crooked. It's still better than nothing. At least you're not acting like your father. That's right. I could be boring you to death with a long, involved story about fishing, but I'm not. That must count for something. It means a lot to me. Thank you for your thoughtfulness. Moo giggles. Don't worry, Akshan. I'll try to keep my dad away from you. If he tries to enter the room, I'll stall him and give you a chance to escape. Yeah, thanks. probably need that, because being trapped in this room with no way to escape to, your father would definitely take the chance, if given. Escape? How am I going to escape? Out that window? That might be a little too difficult for me right now. Good point. And we are on the second floor. Moo pauses, pretending to ponder. Can at least pretend to be asleep, though. That might be good. I'll keep that idea in mind for now. But, is your father really here too? Of course he's here. Well, he looks around surreptitiously. Right now he's off getting a coffee with Mum. But he's in the hospital. He drove me here. Drove you? Well, yeah. Since the hospital was all the way out of town, you know. Didn't feel up to walking it. Huh? That was nice of him. I didn't know he cared about me so much. Moo shrugs. That's what he said. He said, I can't possibly stand by early while a vulnerable friend of my daughter's is sick. I must go visit him to cheer him up. Or something like that. But in reality, I think he just wants to look cool. Dad is completely shallow. It's all about appearances. Thought of having an invalid he can bore to tears with long involved stories about his fishing exploits. He's too sick to run away. Might also have some appeal. I laugh a little, even though it makes my head hurt again. Maybe, but it's still nice all the same. I think he really does care about you, Moo. Be that as it may, it's embarrassing to say it like that. Being loved by your father is so uncool. Two of us share a smile. His presence helps make me unfamiliar, or my unfamiliar surroundings feel more comfortable. Even the harsh, overpowering scent of the disinfectant fades away into the background. Don't really want to ask the question. Don't want to destroy this moment of calm. Yet, lingers at the back of my mind, never quite leaving. I have to ask her. I need to know. So, what about Noelle? How is she? Noelle? She hit you over the head with a large rock. Fractured your skull and broke your nose. Painted from blood loss when I found you. And then, priced a lower lip. Carried you back to the village. Huh? You carried me? Yeah, well. Moo looks down at her knees, refusing to meet my eyes. She looks embarrassed. You're small, so it wasn't very hard. It wasn't a problem for me or anything. Even though it makes me look like an Amazon. So I guess Moo saved me. Like a knight in shining armor, she came to my aid. And even carried me, the faint damsel, back to safety. Moo really is cool. And then, I guess I phoned the police and told them what happened. I called an ambulance too. So when I found Noelle, I kind of, reacted instinctively and hit her over the head with the glass jar. I hit her pretty hard, actually. Harder than I meant to. Yeah, you've always been bad at judging your own strength. When we played baseball at school, and Moo was the batter, she'd hit the ball so hard it was impossible for anyone to best her. She made the younger kids cry in frustration more than once. To counter this, Miss Touching Barner eventually decided Moo would never be a batter in PE class. Just too unfair. But, Noelle's alright. It's going to be okay. She's still unconscious, and she's more badly injured than you are. She might have to stay in the hospital for a few weeks. Hopefully she gets help for mental state, because otherwise, I get the feeling, our nightmare isn't going to be ending anytime soon. But I think she'll be fine. Sigh, leaning against my pillow. Requires too much energy to keep myself upright. I already feel exhausted as it is. Chan, are you sleepy? Do you want me to go? No, I'm alright. I just can't believe this really happened. Neither can I. Like something from a movie. I really had no idea Noelle was so unwell. Yeah, me neither. Should have known. Should have known just how unhappy she was, since I was her best friend. Her only friend. Should have known better than anyone else. Should have tried to support her. I had been a better friend. Maybe this wouldn't have happened. Maybe this could have been avoided. But there's no use saying, what if? No use saying maybe. As Noelle might say, putting your eyes from the facts is useless. That doesn't change reality. Won't change a thing. Noelle, I'm sorry I betrayed you. Chan, yeah? You know I have never had a friend before. Really? Not a single one? No. So, you mean a lot to me. Can you promise me we'll be friends forever? Of course I can. Friends forever. Until the end. I promise. Yeah, well, that was a kind of depressing end. Yeah, at least we kind of found out a bit more backstory, which was kind of nice, but yeah, hopefully in this route, Noelle actually got the help that she needed, because it's pretty clear that she's troubled, so yeah. If not, then we're expected to meet another unfortunate end, probably. But yeah, we've probably still got plenty more of them to come up, because we still have not completed all the endings. Because I think we're probably nearing halfway with them already, but we still got so many more to do. So I'll be back with some more of them.